Well, got a couple videos in one. We're going to talk about Deutsche Bank settling, finally, with the Department of Justice. And we're going to talk about Bitcoin because, last time I checked, one Bitcoin equaled $982. It is absolutely on par to touch $1,000 before the end of the year. Give or take a little bit, whatever. So we want to talk about that in a minute. And I've been considering buying 2 or 3 Bitcoin because of the reasons I told you the other day, but we're going to rediscuss that after I get done with this Deutsche Bank thing here. Excuse me. So this was happened several days ago. Deutsche Bank settles with Department of Justice. Remember, they wanted, the original cost was $14 billion. We're going to fine you that much. Well, we were expecting somewhere around 2 point something to maybe $3 billion. One of the CEOs or CFOs or someone, remember that? He came over, took a little field trip, talked to, I don't remember who he talked to over here, but they kind of, left empty-handed, no deal. Now all of a sudden there's a deal. And I almost think, that if Clinton was in there, it might have been a little different. For reasons that I don't know, such as maybe they need the collapse to start, they're going to allow Deutsche Bank to fail, etc. But now that Trump's in there, everything's awesome all of a sudden. Consumer confidence is up record-breaking levels. Doom canceled? Who knows? But nonetheless, Deutsche Bank said it has reached a settlement with U.S. authorities to pay a mere $3.1 billion civil penalty, but they must also provide a $4.1 billion relief fund, if you will, to consumers. Removing considerable uncertainty about Deutsche Bank's capital position, one wonders how much this remarkably lowball settlement had to do with Donald Trump's current loan renegotiations with the world's most systemically dangerous bank. This is from Zero Hedge. As a reminder, the Wall Street Journal noted that Deutsche Bank's attorneys had privately suggested that a $2 to $3 billion settlement with the Department of Justice was probably in the ballpark. Meanwhile, street analysts had estimated settlements in the $2 to $5 billion range. Any fines paid pursuant to current negotiations would be in addition to the $1.9 billion already paid in 2013 to settle other U.S. claims related to mortgage-backed securities. Per the table below, which I don't even need to look at, as of June 30th, Deutsche Bank reserved a total of $5.5 billion for civil litigation and regulatory penalties on its balance sheet. And so this lower than expected penalty has sent U.S. equity futures higher, of course. As Bloomberg reports, Deutsche Bank said it has reached a $7.2 billion, that's the total of those two numbers, agreement to resolve a years-long U.S. investigation into its dealings in mortgage-backed securities, moving a major legal hurdle for the bank. Deutsche Bank will pay a $3.1 billion civil penalty and provide $4.1 billion in relief to consumers under a settlement in principle with U.S. authorities, which was announced by the Frankfurt-based bank in a statement early Friday. The deal compares with the Justice Department's opening request of $14 billion, which the firm had said it expected to whittle down. While the agreement removes significant uncertainty hanging over Deutsche Bank, Germany's biggest lender remains under Justice Department investigation in several other matters and also faces potentially expensive civil suits. Chief Executive Officer John Cryan has made resolving major litigation a priority as he seeks to restore confidence in the Frankfurt-based lender. The Obama administration is pressing to wrap up investigations of Wall Street firms for creating and selling the subprime mortgage bonds that fueled the 2008 financial crisis. Authorities have already extracted more than $46 billion in fines from 6 U.S. financial institutions over their dealings in mortgage-backed securities. Bank of America Corp., which had the largest such settlement, by the way, agreed to pay $16.7 billion over bonds that were worth 4 times what Deutsche Bank's bonds were worth. While Obama's legacy has played its part, no doubt. We just can't help but to wonder how much the fact that, as Bloomberg reports, the bank is trying to restructure some of Trump's roughly $300 million debt as part of an attempt to reduce any conflict of interest between the loan and his presidency, according to a person familiar with the matter. So yes, Mr. Donald Trump, president-elect, has a $300 million loan owed to that same bank. And he's about to be the president. Conflict of interest? I mean, in all honesty, not really. It sure sounds like it, but it can't be because he had the loan long before he was selected or elected, however you want to look at that, to be the president. So you can't say, oh, all of a sudden it's a conflict of interest. You have a loan before you became president, so you can't really say that. Whatever terms a restructured loan might include, they will reflect the complex new relationship spawned between Germany's largest bank and its highest profile client, Mr. Trump. Ethicists say this concerns them. It might concern you, but again, what do? The loan was already in place. You could argue, well, why didn't the Justice Department hit him harder? Well, Mr. Trump's not president yet. This is under Obama's watch, right? So, again, can't really blame him. When you have political appointees making decisions about banks that the president owes a lot of money to, it looks terrible, said Richard Painter, a law professor at the University of Minnesota, who was the chief ethics lawyer for President George W. Bush. The U.S. government is dealing with regulatory and criminal issues with the big banks all the time, and if he owes them a lot of money, there might be an incentive to favor less regulation and less enforcement for the banks. Deutsche Bank declined to comment. And even better news, Deutsche Bank expects to record a pre-tax charge of about $1.17 billion in quarter four. So between Obama's legacy and Trump's loan mods, the Department of Justice settled for 22 cents on the dollar of their original demand. That is around 10% of 2016's revenues. We call that the cost of doing business. Still remains to be seen how solvent Deutsche Bank itself is. And again, after numerous lawsuits that'll be coming, civil suits, and I'm certainly hoping myself a ton of civil suits go after Deutsche Bank and those other banks who are now, we know for sure, complicit in the rigging of markets. Not just gold and silver, other markets too, but for us, gold and silver. That's what I want to see them burn for. So you better set a little bit more money aside. No problem. Federal Reserve, we're going to sell you some more garbage mortgages that we've foreclosed on that will never be paid. Give us 100 cents on the dollar, please. Thank you. We'll give you that. We'll service the loan for you, collect our little fee on that, and everybody's happy. That's how that's going to work. So on to the Bitcoin thing. Is it still 982? Oh, it came down a couple bucks. 977. Bitcoin. I can't help but wonder, are we finally going to see precious metals prices rise significantly? And I know you say, well, they already did in 2011, so it did happen once. Yeah, I know. But they crushed it after that, the club. And we have a number of years now gone by where it's been pretty darn stagnant in the precious metals community markets. So the good news, if there is any, and I have to say there sure looks to be, is that the club had been monkey hammering gold and silver recently, and they seem to have hit the bottom. They seem to have stopped. And it's around $16 for silver and $11.70 something, for gold. And I gave you a little theory I had that maybe the club's unloading their short positions now to get ready to ride the horse up. The webbot, I will remind everybody, said a while back, certainly when nobody was expecting $1,000 Bitcoin, by the way, webbot said, yeah, $1,000 Bitcoin's coming. And it appears to be a precursor, according to our data, for a large increase in the price of precious metals namely silver, but gold's in there too. But silver was really sticking out. And he said, the data is suggesting we're going to see $1,000 Bitcoin. And once we do see $1,000 Bitcoin, that is when we should see shortly after that, which I don't know how long shortly is, but nonetheless, shortly after that, precious metals prices should rise. So I made a comment earlier, I may go get 2 or 3 Bitcoin. So you can call that $2,000 or $3,000, right? In the safe side of JSNP4 says, why don't you get 2 or 3,000 in silver bars? Because with $16 silver right now, very low premiums on like a 10-ounce bar, you can get 200 ounces, which I don't know the exact math, somewhere around $3,500. And that would be nice. Because I did set another 200-ounce goal as a kind of sort of, if I ever have a chance to do it, maybe I'll go ahead and do it. But I haven't done it, and I should do it. But in all fairness, I already met my goal, met another goal, right? So I'm pretty satisfied with silver. So could I play with something else that might earn some money greater than what precious metals or even the stock market will do in an even shorter amount of time? Did the stock market, by chance, double in price from December 2015 to right now, December 2016? No, it didn't. Did precious metals? No question, no. Was there really anything? The mining stocks did do well, by the way. The mining stocks did good, but then they got crushed again. With Bitcoin, had anyone decided to get in it when I was talking about it, because I did talk about it last year, and I told you the same thing last year, that the Webbot's going to see a increase in the price, and I was following it after that. Okay, it says it's going to hit 1,000. It's going to drop back down to 888 or so. That's a key number that keeps standing out. Then it's going to go back higher. And where my line of thinking is, let's say I throw, in my mind, $2,000 or $3,000. It would hurt to lose. It would be painful. Nobody wants to lose $2,000 or $3,000. And I could do the safe thing and get some more silver. But again, I've got all the silver that I've ever wanted. Sure, I could get more. But I can't sit back and say that I'd be lying if I said Bitcoin didn't do that well and it's nothing. It's something, and it's doing fantastic. So my question is, where is it going to be, say, this time next year? Another year. Doubled since last year to now. Where will it be this time next year? Could it double or even triple? It could. It very well could. And might even be likely, as a matter of fact. So I could double my money in a year and do whatever the hell I want to do with it, whatever that it means. And you might say, oh, good, because then I'll go buy some silver. I'll take the Bitcoin profits and then buy even more silver than I could buy today. Of course, that also means the price of silver is somewhere around, even kind of close to where it is today in a year from now. Even if it's $20 an ounce in a year from now, you would still do very well. Decisions, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I have not made my mind up. But I'm sitting here talking to you, doing this video. I've got Fiat Leak up, fiatleak.com. And in 19 minutes, there's been 8,030 Bitcoin transactions. And you guessed it, 90% of that looks like, at least, if not more than 90%, is flooding into China. China is becoming the Bitcoin market. Another thing, by the way, the Webbot correctly predicted. Watch Bitcoin. The Chinese get a very big appetite for Bitcoin. I forgot the exact verbiage he used in the Webbot report that came back, but nonetheless, watch China. China's going to have a big appetite for Bitcoin in the near future. And as soon as I saw that, even a few months ago, 2-3 months ago, I already saw it, and I was showing you guys the charts or the live thing. Look at this. This is crazy. I looked at it during the day, and I look at it at night. Like right now, it's 7:36 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be out here at 10, 11 o'clock at night. It looks no different. Same thing as far as tomorrow goes. I'll be at work during the day. Look at it. It's the same thing. It's flooding over into China. The thing is, we don't care where it goes. People want to store their wealth somehow. And sometimes it's hard for them to get gold or silver or other things. And they realize, oh, I can just sit on my computer and just buy these Bitcoin things. Download a wallet. It's the new thing. And everyone's probably saying the same thing. Everyone said this was the stupidest idea ever. It was $2 at some point. Then it was $5. Then it hit $1,100, $1,200. Then it crashed down for a few years. And now it's back up. It's back up to where it almost left off again. Now, we have not seen that with silver and gold, right? We've seen it 2011, $1,900 gold, $50 silver, 49 something, whatever. And we have not even kind of gotten close to those numbers. But Bitcoin has already done it. I mean, it's practically there. It's almost 1,000. 1,100 something was the high. It's right back where it was. So I think what we might see, if there's a big market crash that comes, if people are flooding, selling the crap out of the market, I don't know that Bitcoin will be affected because Bitcoin is its own thing. And what I mean by that is it's not a part of the stock market. It's its own little market, not connected in any way to the stock market or the commodities market. It's not a commodity. It's not oil. It's not gold. It's not silver. And it's not a stock, a share, a company, or a bond, treasury bond, or nothing like that. And as I've said before, it's a digital nothingness, fiat of all fiat. At least fiat currency you can pick up and hold in your hand and say, hey, look at this. I have to hold up a thumb drive with my Bitcoin on there somewhere. Hey, my Bitcoin wallet's in here. And inside the wallet is Bitcoin. So I have a thumb drive with a digital thing on it called a wallet. And inside the wallet is these things called the Bitcoin. Right, it's kind of disturbing how silly this is, Bitcoin. But at the same time, you can't argue with the power of it. I can't argue watching $980 silver Bitcoin right now. Boy, $980 silver. Boy, wouldn't we like that. But I'm curious to see what silver does. And I will tell you this. I will end this video right now telling you this. And this was in many, many, many Webbot reports. So this is like one of those things that I feel absolutely is going to happen. We just don't know when. Because it's in so many of the past reports. It's always there. Silver rising. It's coming. It's coming. But it said you will see $5 per day moves in the silver market. And they will be followed by $20 per day moves in that silver market. We can't have a $20 move when silver's 16, 17 bucks. You're not going to have a $20 move when silver's 25 bucks. That would mean if it crashed down 20 bucks, it's $5. Not happening. When you see $20 moves in silver, that, my friends, is when it's probably in the hundreds, not hundreds. Unless it is just screaming up to get to the hundreds. Oh my God, it was up $15 yesterday. Holy crap, it was 60. Now it's 75. Oh my gosh. Those kind of things. And the club might realize Trump's in house. He's coming to Trump Claus is coming to town. The game's over. We got rid of all of our paper contracts in advance. We're going to let this thing do what it needs to do. And we got to back off now. Trump's not playing that game. We have to back off. Maybe that's what it's about. I don't know. But I just want to tell you what the Webbot had said about this. And the longer something's in the Webbot report, the more it's in there, the more sure of a thing it is. The problem is when. That we don't know. But I got plenty of time to wait. Trust me. I got plenty of time. And when they knock the price down or push it up and knock it down, I'm not affected. I can walk over to my safe, crack the code. What's in there? Oh, there's my little shiny babies. Oh, there they are. How you doing, guys? It's been a while since I broke the door open and shed some light in here. You guys doing all right? Everything good? You happy? I got a few more cousins and uncles coming in. Well, I don't know. Hold that thought. I might get Bitcoin. I don't mean to get you excited, guys. There's some new kids on the block, maybe coming, and they're bigger than you. They're 10 ounces. You guys are 1 ounces. These are big boys. These are bullies. But they're nice bullies. They'll protect you. But I might not get them. I might be getting Bitcoin instead. Because I'm just not freaking sure right now. And I don't know if I ever will be. I cannot make my mind up. Anyways, take care.